What exactly should you be thinking about when it comes to artificial intelligence if you happen to be a local business owner here in Santa Clarita Valley? I'll give you some of the things that people ask me about, but realistically, it takes a dissection. Just like in real estate, when somebody wants to know what their house is worth, that could be a little bit different than what somebody would pay for it. Depends on the market. Is the market on an incline or a decline? You can actually take that same kind of a business model and apply it to providing a resource or a service which has to do with AI growth architecture, putting artificial intelligence and overlay a particular stack of AI tools into a local business. But first and foremost, just like people that I talked with about search engine optimization, answer engine optimization, and of course, geographical engine optimization, because there now are three search tools. The middle one, that answer engine search, that's going to be most relevant to having your business show up within the artificial LLMs, those large language models, the ChatGPT, the Grok, the Gemini, Perplexity, those different ones. They're going to be more ascribing to getting more of a detailed interaction, maybe more like a conversation than they will just actually going out there and crawling like Google used to do. Now Google has Gemini embedded into it. So now it's really not answering the questions like it used to even a couple years ago. Now it's really has an AI overlay. Your business is very much the same. It just comes down to seeing where you are. Do you have any kind of AI architecture at all? Are you starting from zero? And then what's your web presence look like? Because artificial intelligence overlays are going to have to do potentially with AI voice, AI chatbots, and then some kind of an AI infused reactionary system. So if somebody does something, if somebody responds to a Facebook post that you put out, or actually makes an inquiry on any of the social media channels, how is it going to be answered? So that's another AI overlay. If it's 2 a.m. in the morning, you happen to be asleep or out of the country or whatever, the system itself doesn't have to be monitored by a human being. You can actually have, or I can implement AI watching that channel. So somebody says something on Facebook, hey, I've been wanting to reach out for a while. I'm curious, do you do this? And then the AI system that has been pre-trained with all of your information, all of your business information by yours truly. And we've gone through this together. This onboarding process is completely dynamic and it just evolves over time, because your business might be doing one thing today and then something might come along and you might be changing whatever service or product or whatever it is you happen to sell to other people. So then the system itself has to update. But we take that information, we train these different AI systems so it does respond, and then you get that notification, or your employees, your staff, they get the notification. So whenever there's a human being at the helm, they can actually follow up and meet with these people, because depending on what you have implemented, it could take it all the way from just that initial Facebook conversation or on Instagram or TikTok, a particular comment, all the way through the cycle, including actually buying something and having it shipped out. So it goes completely like that. But for services that require you to maybe visit somebody at the residence or meet with people, or at least meet with them on Zoom if you're some kind of a coach, those systems can also have some kind of pay funnel in there, a Stripe account, and actually that can go all the way through the same type of AI system. So really it's somewhat hands off. The tooling itself is going to be dependent on the person putting it together. So if you hire crap or somebody that doesn't really have the experience in putting these systems together, again, and this seems to be the wild, wild west at this time. This reminds me of the dot-com boom back in the day in the early 2000s, but now everybody's talking about, oh, let me put AI on your business. It requires just more than you going to a checkout screen. That's why in any offering I have online, you're not buying anything. We have to talk, because it might not be a good fit for your business. I'm not sure what type of business you operate, but for some businesses, it might not be the best thing to even do it. Maybe the way that you're doing it's perfect. But in some other circumstances, maybe there are pieces or different components of your business that can be changed just by an AI stack or an AI overlay put together by yours truly here at Santa Clarita Artificial Intelligence. But it takes me to look. I got to send you an audit on where your placement happens to be, if we're going to be lining up the dots as far as the different search engines and also the AI type chatbots and the AI systems out there that people are now using as, well, what used to be a Google search, but now even Google search, can't say that anymore. I could last month, but now I can't. That's how fast the technology is moving. But now that particular search system is given results. So you need to be positioned correctly. And it's not just the on-page stuff, the stuff you're writing about your business, the stuff you're plugging and talking about on social media, but it's also the off-page stuff, the head tag, the way that the schema is organized throughout the page. These are also very important things, and they're not complicated, but they are time consuming. And what's important is knowing the right questions to ask and how to align everything. Because if you're missing out on, if you're baking a cake and you forget to add the flour, it's not going to be much of a cake. That's the same thing when somebody comes to me and wants to see what AI can do in their business. I need to have all the tools at my fingertips. I need to understand the complete model of AI. I need to keep up with it. It's a daily process. So then I can say, okay, these are the systems that are currently in place. These are the most popular. This is what this will end up doing to you for your business or to your business. And you will actually see a return on investment in most cases, just depending on what we implement. But it doesn't take long to see the result. I remember people back in the SEO days would come and, it would take months and months and months because that was totally the wild, wild west. But right now, nobody's really doing a lot as far as, paying attention to the two newest components of search, which are going to be answer engine optimization, which are going to ascribe more and get those results that the AI is looking for, the different large language models when people are searching. And then, of course, the geographical search, which is businesses near me, something near me in my city, in my locale, those types of searches as well. So everything has to be lined up. And again, like I said, it's not difficult if you know exactly where you need to start the process. But with me, it's always an onboarding, always a discussion. We can share your screen. We can see where you are. I can show you where your business happens to be and the things that can be tuned up and changed. It's very simple. I have an audit report, completely free. If you want that, just go to SantaClaritaArtificialIntelligence.com and book some time with me, and I'll be able to get information about your business. Most cases, I can do it live right in front of you. I can actually show you a raw audit report right from the beginning, so there's no kind of manipulation going on. That's also another thing. I was a cop for a long time, so the trust of people hitting me up and wanting to sell me things, well, you got to earn that. So that's what I try to give to my clients. I don't assume, I'm that you should trust me right out of the chute. Eventually, I'll earn your trust, and then I'll earn your business. Anyway, hope you're well. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Check out Santa Clarita Artificialintelligence.com. At the top on Mondays at 10 a.m., I do an AI webinar where I discuss all the different AI strategies, the things that are going on in the artificial intelligence world. And I share that, and I talk with the people that are on the Zoom meeting with me about what's happening. And there's also a pretty good Q&A session that'll happen about after 45 minutes of the update. But it really is a training, kind of showing where you need to be positioned. And we do this every week, every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find that webinar registration and just hit the Zoom meeting, a link, by just going to Santa Clarita Artificialintelligence.com. You'll see it up at the top of the page. All right. Have a fantastic day. I'm done. I'm Connor with Honor. I'll be 10-8 until the next one. Over and out. Thanks for watching.